This episode of Lunatics Sidekicks is brought to you by Tweaked Audio. Get awesome headphones, go to tweakedaudio.com and use the coupon code Southgate to get 30% off, free shipping, and a lifetime warranty. Or you can get there through the link on our website, southgatemediagroup.com.
What about our Quasar podcast, The Quantum Zone?
What about our Quasar podcast?
Wendell Vaughn, the first Earthman ever appointed protector of the universe. Bonded to the energy-transforming quantum bands that are both weapons and symbols of his station, he fights an ongoing battle to fulfill all life in the universe.
Hello and welcome back to the Quantum Zone, episode 72. I am Phil. Joining me as always, master of the Quantum Zone.
I am Will. Hey, everyone.
And the Prince of Puns himself.
Yeah, verily, I am Matt.
That'll make sense in a little bit. Because today we're talking Thor 437 with Eric Masterson, Thor, Quasar, Board Quasar, and Hercules. That's played by Matt Kona. All right, before we get into like a brief history of Eric Masterson, Will, did you finally see Spider-Man yet?
No, I still haven't seen it. I'm a slacker. It's all right. You can spoil it, man. Don't worry about it.
Oh no, because I just jumped on Amazon, before Prime runs out. Bought myself a pair of Edith's, Matt.
Oh yeah, nice.
Yeah.
Sunglasses.
Yeah. Sorry, Earth is closed today. Here, Will, you can get that joke. That's an Infinity War joke.
Earth is closed today.
Did everyone see all the memes? I even put one up, for Prime Day. Everyone's like, let's not forget who died to make Prime Day possible.
Yeah. Optimus Prime. Yes, I love those.
That was my favorite joke.
Man, and that movie was harsh when I saw it as a kid.
I was going to say, I remember sitting in the theater with my mom. I was like 8 years old. I was like, what?
You can't kill Optimus Prime. What?
At least like Megatron got rebuilt as Galvatron. Yeah. Killed Prime. Then you find out years later they were just like, oh yeah, they were discontinuing those first Transformers, so they were bringing in
all the new models. Yeah.
Business, man.
Yeah.
Wow. Oh, we should do something. We'll have to do something for that movie one day, Mr. Matt Kona, on Greetings from Cybertron.
That's right.
I think so. It's one of the great Orson Welles movies of all time.
That's so true. True.
Yeah, and Leonard Nimoy.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
That is true. Who did Unicron was Wells? Who did Nimoy play?
Galvatron.
Oh, he did That's right. He did Galvatron.
Yeah, once he transformed, he turned into Nimoy. Yeah. What was it, Judd Nelson as Hot Rod?
I think so, yeah. Sorry.
We'll have to do the movie one day. Maybe we can do like a live watch. Maybe we can actually get Will on an episode.
Perhaps.
some alternate audio commentary.
Yeah.
Yes. Punful. But yeah, so like I said, our next stop for the Thor 437, because it gets guest starring Quasar. But I was thinking about this when we were like talking the Infinity Gauntlet stuff. I'm like, maybe some of our younger viewers may not know who Eric Masterson is.
True, very true. There's been this, about 10-year cycle, if you look at it, of all our heroes getting replaced by other people with the same name. I mean, that's basically what's going on, right?
Yeah, but I mean, this one make kind of sense. Well, that was a whole 90s thing too. I mean,
yeah.
I mean, that started in the 80s. I mean, replacing Iron Man, Captain America,
Green Lantern.
Mm-hmm. I think everyone's basically been replaced at this point. I mean, Spider-Man was replaced by his own clone.
Who wasn't a clone, but whatever.
Yeah. They said, but then once he died, he turned to dust. He was like, oh, okay, he was the clone. But yeah, no, like this was like his Eric Masterson was a friend of Thor's who got injured in one of his fights. But the only way to save him was Odin had to bond the two. So in pure Don Blake fashion, Eric Masterson went strike his cane on the ground and transform into Thor. Until Loki tried to kill a human woman, and then Thor basically shot him with a lightning bolt from his hammer, and he thought he killed him. So Heimdall, who is in charge of Asgard while Odin was sleeping, said he banished Thor, but basically, didn't he just like banish him into like Eric Masterson's psyche somewhere?
I think so, because there was a big mystery. Where's Thor? Where's Thor? Where's Thor?
Because they added the beard and like the thing, the helmet with the covers his eyes, but I'm like, that's still Thor's body. It's just, you know. But I liked it because I mean, like for a while, for the longest time, I wouldn't read Thor as a kid. So I was like, oh, enough with the yay verilies and you know all the Shakespearean talk. But then once they got Eric Masterson got me to start reading Thor. And then when Thor came back, I kept reading. But
well, you know the Walter Simonson Thors.
I've gone back and read a lot of that. Yeah.
Those are just straight up awesome. But yeah.
Well, he's the one who brought in Beta Ray Bill.
Yeah, exactly. Mm-hmm.
And got rid of Don Blake.
Yeah.
Oh, and wasn't he the one that gave Thor his human? Instead of transforming back and forth, when Thor wanted to go to Earth, he just like put on a pair of glasses
and pulled his long hair back. Huh? Wonder who that reminds me of.
Classic maneuver.
He was wearing glasses and a ponytail before Clark Kent did it in the 90s.
That's right. In fact, he bumps into Clark Kent and Lois in one of the issues. They're not named, of course.
Yeah, but you get that.
That's who it is.
And so anyway, I guess to set up the beginning of this issue, like, you know, Hercules is hanging out with Thor and Eric, and then once Hercules finds out that Thor's been banished and Eric's wielding his power, he says, I will train thee. I think at the end of the last issue, yeah, like Eric comes up and like Hercules is just like crashed on his couch or something watching TV.
Yay, verily.
Yeah.
There's going to be a lot of that tonight, I think.
Oh yeah, I mean this cover is packed. I mean, at the top, hey gang, look who's in this issue: Hercules, Prince of Power. Then you get his head in the right corner saying "Yay, verily." Then you have the mighty Thor. When Avengers clash, Thor versus Quasar. Also, the villainy of the exquisite enchantress. You're like, they basically spoil the whole issue on the cover. And then, like we said, there's a backup story, which we're probably not going to get to.
But yeah, it really, and we were talking about this, you know, before we started recording. This has such a 60s feel to it. I mean, they were really going for that aesthetic. I mean, in the layouts, the page layouts, the number of panels, and it's just, it feels like such a 60s book. But then you've got this modern Quasar costume in there, kind of. It just doesn't really fit. It's kind of cool the way it's juxtaposed like that.
Well, I've heard like interviews with both Tom DeFalco and Ron Friends at the same time, and I think like Friends said like he's like a big fan, and he was like influenced by all those like old artists like Ditko and Kirby and stuff.
Mm-hmm. But yeah, I think they pulled it off. It's cool.
And best of all, kids, remember when comics were $1? I did.
Yeah, back in the old days.
Oh my god! And I always harp on this, but the best was before the first George Bush put the tax on paper products. Man, you had $1 comics with no tax. People,
$1.
That's right. You want 2 books? $2. The golden era. All right. You know what? Well, I'll do Thor. You can do Quasar.
All right. Sounds good. And the inimitable.
Oh yes, and
Matt Kona.
Only one man could play Hercules, Prince of Power.
That's right.
Son of Zeus.
Yay, verily.
Only one beard could fill in for the Hercules.
Verily, verily. Life is but a dream. Live merrily.
All right. So, and then, like I said, after this issue, I have some audio from Ray, who couldn't join us, but read this issue and enjoyed it. All right. So,
it's fun.
It is.
It's just fun.
He goes, I forgot how fun the comics were back then. All right, so the mighty. Oh, and speaking of Ray, he will be joining me and Charlie Saturday morning on Hoops and Lunatics as we discuss all the Comic-Con news we have at that point.
Oh,
Cool.
So yes, tonight we're talking the Mighty Thor 437 from October 1991, called Clash with Quasar, or When Titans Connect. Oh, speaking of which, I just saw tonight Danny Ketch is getting an ongoing Ghost Rider series again.
Oh, that's interesting.
Yeah, the Ghost Rider from Quasar 23. Yeah, it's an ongoing again.
that's how he's known typically.
Yeah.
I know people say it was a huge coincidence, but hey, we covered Quasar 23 a couple weeks later.
Yep.
Book
There-
back.
There you go.
Yeah, I think we single-handedly sold out of those Marvel 2-in-1s.
That's right. Right. Should we read the top of the page because it's not the Quasar? It's not a Quasar issue.
Yeah.
When architect Eric Masterson stamps his wooden walking stick upon the ground, he is transformed into the Norse god of thunder. Armed with his enchanted hammer, he is at once master of the storm, lord of the living lightning, and one of the strongest warriors who ever walked the earth. Stanley presents the Mighty Thor. And I did the title. All right. Oh, credits. Ron Friends and Tom DeFalco, words, pictures, and plot. Those two work together a lot, so I think they're pretty much in sync.
Mhm.
Al Milgram finished art. Chris Eliopoulos lettering. Mike Rockwitz colorist, and Ralph Macchio editing. When he's not sweeping the leg.
Getting his leg swept. Sorry.
Sure. When he's not crane kicking. All right, let's get into this. Ready, Hercules. All right.
I'm ready.
Having recently learned that Eric Masterson is the new Thor, Hercules reacts in true Olympian fashion.
Boom! Big left hook to the dome. Have at thee, false thunderer! Thou lesser beings are awed by thy godlike might. Thou dost now battle a true immortal, Hercules, the Prince of Power.
Ugh.
Tremble in fear, quake in terror. This abandoned vehicle will surely prove thy undoing.
He lifts a car over his head. Have you gone crazy, Hercules? Cut it out. I'm warning you. Stop clowning around. As Eric throws the hammer and destroys the car.
You get a splash.
Splash. Yeah, I don't think that would be the sound that it would make. Thy sacred hammer may have shattered my weapon, but undaunted is the Lion of Olympus. My power is only exceeded by my courage. I shall continue to battle until total victory is mine.
And then we see Eric's thinking he's speeding toward me with the force of a runaway freight train. There's only one way to stop him. I don't know if I would have went this way, but okay. It's real risky, but I have no choice as he strikes his hammer on the ground. If this doesn't work, they'll be cleaning me off the streets with a fire hose.
Screech! As he transforms into Eric Masterson with his walking stick. What in the name of madness? How hast taken total leave of thy senses, Eric? Thy unexpected transformation has left thee without defense. Thou wert an instant from oblivion. Thy life would have certainly been forfeit if not for the speed of my reflexes and the sureness of my footing.
Don't you dare lecture me, you boneheaded jerk. When I told you that the real Thor had been banished by the gods of Asgard and that I had been drafted to fill his slot, you volunteered to train me. You promised to teach me how to use my powers, to explain the finer points of superhero etiquette. I didn't realize that you'd sucker punch me and attempt to beat my brains out.
Only in combat can thou truly learn the code of the warrior born. This is my knowledge. This knowledge is my gift to thee, Eric Masterson, in memory of the son of Odin. Noble Thor was like a brother to me, and I am honor-bound to train his successor.
Never mind, I'll just learn the Thunder God biz in my own way.
Wait! Thou do not leave? Must hast thou still glean at my knee?
Forget it, Herc. Your teaching method is way too psycho for me. All right. And then, meanwhile, at that very moment, not far away, Amora the Enchantress broods above a mystical viewing portal. Looks like a giant crystal ball. She thinks, my quarry has vanished. For a brief moment, I magically sensed his presence, but he is now gone. Vague rumors have I heard of a new thunder god in town. 'Tis almost beyond belief. And yet if such a surrogate does exist, no longer can I gaze upon my gleaming crystal. I must now assume the mortal form of Lena Moran. She's thinking, I better hurry. I have a very special appointment this afternoon. A job interview with Eric Masterson. Man, the unemployment rate in Asgard must be horrible. So she leaves. Sometime later, in the magnificent apartment, which serves as the home of Angelina Jolie. I mean, Cersei the Eternal. She's saying, don't get the wrong impression, Hercules. While I may occasionally enjoy partying with you, I have no interest in your personal problems.
But I am troubled by a matter of honor. A valued comrade in arms desperately needs my help, but he refuses to accept it.
And she's sniffing a rose bush she has in her apartment. No matter what, she takes time to stop and smell the roses. She's like, do I look like Dear Abby? Maybe you shouldn't get involved. The best of intentions often go awry, and your friend may not appreciate your efforts in his behalf. Or you could always call that aging Boy Scout who walks like an Avenger. You know who I mean. The original Mr. Enthusiasm.
Quasar? So be it.
Did she just insult Quasar? I don't even know.
I don't know.
I'd be mad. I don't know what the hell she said. All right. Meanwhile, in Eric Masterson's apartment, we see the Enchantress, Lena Moran. Thank you for agreeing to see me, Eric. I appreciate this opportunity. And he says, my pleasure, Lena. Although I was surprised by your call. She says, you shouldn't have been. As you know, I am Susan Austin's roommate. Susan always spoke very highly of you and your son. I know how much you depended on her to run the administrative details of your business. See, she was the one who Loki tried to kill, and Thor was like, nah, that's enough. So she's like in a coma in the hospital, but we'll get there in a couple pages. And she gets up in her tight dress and says, I'd like to help out while she's in the hospital. Hold her job until she recovers. And he says, do you have any background in architecture? She says, trust me, I can fulfill your every expectation. And he's saying, well, I don't. And she's like, Susie will rest so much better knowing that you're in good hands, as she like puts her hand in his shirt. And then she's, no mere mortal can resist the allure of the Enchantress. Based on what Susan told me, Eric has a relationship with mighty Thor. She's just the gold digger trying to get the guru. And she's about to put him under a spell, a relationship which will soon be exploited to my advantage. One kiss and Eric Masterson will be mine for all eternity. But then there's someone at the door. Oh wait, I said, where's my doorbell? Well. So someone comes to the door. Oh, excuse me. He's like, well, what? And Lena's thinking, my spell was broken before our lips could meet. And we see another woman. Forgive me for interrupting, Eric, but you should really learn to close your door when you don't want to be disturbed. And he's like, Jackie, Lena and I were just. She's like, no need to get graphic. I saw enough. And Lena said,
like he would say something graphic. We were just no.
She was just combing my chest hair. And Lena's, I must be going, Eric. I'll call you later. And Jackie's saying, here are a few bids I finished for you. You better check them over if you can find the time. I now understand why you've been vanishing lately and ignoring your business. Obviously, have more important things on your mind. And she says, by the way, some big bruiser has also been looking for you. I hope he isn't one of her other boyfriends. And he's like, Jackie, wait, let's talk. We have nothing to discuss, Romeo. Well, just wait. She'll come back with a big axe to try to kill you. But elsewhere, at that very moment,
Avengers Mansion just relayed your message, Hercules. I understand you have an urgent problem.
Its treachery most foul. A sinister alien force has enthralled the mind of mighty Thor. We must subdue our former comrade before he threatens the entire city.
Something's real odd here. My quantum bands usually register any sign of alien activity, and Captain America should have warned me about this. Maybe I should check in with Cap.
Nay, I say nay. Sure, such an act would surely expose us.
Well, why did you crush my Avengers ID communicator?
Hast thou forgotten that Thor also possesses one of these miraculous devices? For the safety of all, we must silence our radios. Have faith, young Quasar.
All right, Hercules. If I can't trust a senior member of the Avengers, who can I trust?
Who indeed?
I love that. Nay, I say thee nay. You just did it perfect, man. That was perfect.
I was just waiting because we're gonna get the Cap when Cap talks to all them. I was waiting for him to say, and Hercules crushed a very expensive communicator. But I love when he's talking to them. He's like, "Yeah, but it was Hercules, right?" Okay. All right. Sometime later at City Hospital. Love that soap opera. See the doctors telling Eric, Miss Austin still hasn't regained consciousness. Her prognosis dims with each passing moment. I only know of one surgeon with the necessary skill to save her, but Dr. Blake is apparently retired from practice. Eric's like, Dr. Donald Blake? Doctor's like, you know him? Only by reputation. And then we see Eric on the street. Leaving the hospital a few minutes later, Eric fails to notice a tall, silent stranger. That's Masterson, but this street is too crowded for a confrontation. Eric thinking, Don Blake can't help Susan. He doesn't exist any longer. He was only an artificial identity which Odin created for the original Thor. Any chance of resurrecting him vanished when Thor was banished, and see a buzzing noise. He's like, my Avengers card. Gotta find a secluded place to take this call. And the mysterious figure saying, why is Masterson pouring on the speed? He ducked into that alley. Why? What's he trying to do? Because then the figure's like, whoa, what could have caused that sudden flash of light? Which looks like a blue Masterson is gone, but this is a dead end. And for those of you who care, the mysterious figure is his ex-wife's new husband, a professional football player.
Super pro.
NFL Super Pro.
Thor versus NFL Super Pro. Why did you not give us that, Tom DeFalco? All right, later. At that very moment, high above the city streets, see Eric being pulled along by Mjolnir. According to the communications people at Avengers Mansion, Hercules needs to see me pronto. He must be the bruiser Jackie ran into. Nope. Probably wants to apologize. No sweat. The guy may act like a bonehead, but his heart's usually in the right place. And there's people looking out the window. Look at him go. The super guy's got it made. So when Eric hits the scene, he's thinking, I wonder why he wanted to meet in this abandoned section of the Bronx. You okay, guy? You look weirded out.
We face treachery most foul, my friends. An alien sorcerer has enthralled young Quasar, and Captain America has ordered us to subdue him before he threatens the city entire.
Say what?
What? Sorry.
And even as Hercules spins his fantastic tail, fates take a turns capricious as another participant unexpectedly materializes on the scene. See the enchantress in her little cloak. I'll get you, my pretty. At last, my magic has located the new Thunder God. With the beard, he bears a startling resemblance to the true son of Odin. Yes, it's his body full, but he reeks of mortality. Mayhaps I can use him to my own advantage, but first I must test his prowess. I sense the presence of a nearby pawn. Man, everyone's just disrespectful.
Yeah.
All right, and in an abandoned building.
We see
Alien.
Wendell Pawn.
Wendell Pawn. Oh, wow.
Nice.
Alien sorcerers, mind control. It just doesn't add up. I should just flash over to Avengers Mansion and get this great scoop from Cap. At the speed I travel, I'll be back long before Hercules even realizes that a woman has just suddenly appeared behind me. Who are you?
And she thrusts her chest out and says, I am called the Enchantress, and you are my slave, as she kisses him.
Oomph.
And meanwhile, outside, Hercules has been up to his usual tricks because Eric's saying, Cap's going to have a canary when he finds out that you shattered my Avengers card. He's already furious at me for blowing the Absorbing Man deal, which was last issue.
Methinks that thou would do well to forget Captain America for the moment. Thou hast more pressing concerns.
As Quasar comes flying in and tackles him from behind. With the quam. Striking with the savage speed and force of a guided missile, Quasar grasps Eric about the waist, propelling him forward until...
I can't take any chances with anyone as powerful or as experienced as Thor.
Beguiled by the Enchantress, Quasar doesn't realize that she has already influenced his thoughts.
I must stop him before his alien masters use him against this planet. No sign of him amid the debris, but he couldn't have been defeated so easy.
You got that right. I owe Herc an apology as he's throwing the hammer. That mind-controlled jazz sounded a little lame, but it was the truth. You're lucky that I know you aren't responsible for your actions.
You've got everything turned around, Thor. You don't even sound like yourself. Ugh, my light shield barely survived that blow.
Why does he make like a little like triangular cap shield in front of him? Like, just throw the whole bubble over you. That way,
yeah.
The hammer's not going to miss the shield.
Pardon my unexpected glare, but that mallet gives you too much advantage. I can't let it return to you.
And he finally bubbles it up.
Yes!
I know. At least another writer knows about the bubble. My hammer. He sealed it inside one of his constructs. And Eric's thinking, talk about your serious trouble. I'll revert to human form if I don't reclaim it in 60 seconds. My only hope is to burst this bubble before time runs out. It's tougher than it looks, but I can't. I won't let it beat me. Got to pour on the pressure and focus all my strength until... Shakrow! I did it!
Well struck, mortal. Under my expert tutelage, thou wilt surely become a warrior worthy to bear the mantle of the Thunder God. Thor would be justly proud.
And somewhere else, the Enchantress is thinking, who is this bearded imposter? How doth he come to weld the mighty power and sacred hammer of the son of Odin? I must fear the answer, for Amora has e'er looked upon the true Thor with great favor. My sole comfort lies in the knowledge that I will eventually bend this mortal to my will.
Where is Hercules? Why hasn't he joined this fight? Herc must be trying... Oh, wait, sorry.
That's me. Herc must be trying to contact the other Avengers. I just wish they'd hurry. I can't hold Quasar much longer, and I hate to injure him.
I'm real impressed, Thor. Not only did you crack my energy sphere, but you've even managed to block most of my light blasts. Too bad I can also aim them at the ground beneath your feet. My plan worked. I broke through Thor's defenses and left him dazed in the process. Now's my chance to finish him.
I can't see.
I normally don't attack this manner, Thor, but you give me no choice. I'd be nothing more than a bloody smear if you ever connected with that hammer.
Quaid makes his favorite weapon.
Nunchucks.
Quantum nunchucks.
Sparkly quantum nunchucks. So he knocks Thor out.
Never before have I seen young Quasar battle with such abandon. He seems lost amidst the ecstasy of combat, fighting without conscience or mercy. Methinks mine eyes have spied the cause of his sudden change of temper. 'Tis the Enchantress.
And we see Quasar is still beating Thor with the nunchucks. Thwack, thwack. Quasar doesn't realize that I've been using the past few moments to catch my breath and rest my eyes. Every stinging blow only strengthens my resolve. Alas, my vision is starting to clear. Here's where I show this second-rate Steven Seagal how we do things downtown.
Harsh, man, harsh. That's to hurt
Yeah.
my feelings. Stay back, Thor. I only want to subdue you, not kill you. These energy nunchucks could snap your neck.
Maybe so, but that's only if they make contact as he wraps him with his hammer. Thwack.
You snagged them?
I got a flash for you, booby. That ain't all I snagged. He throws Quasar over his shoulder. Quasar totally would have owned him if he hadn't been under the Enchantress's control.
Yeah, he was only toying with me. It's my own fault. I shouldn't have held back. I'll never beat him unless I pull out all the stops.
He makes a giant sword. Now there's something you don't see every day.
Sorry. You're forcing me to use drastic measures, Thor, but I'm willing to go all the way if you don't surrender.
Sure, I'll surrender. Never. Is that like, yeah, sure, not. But then he blasts the sword with his lightning. But then, even as Eric's lightning bolt strikes, Quasar's quantum bands react unexpectedly because it looks like the lightning and the quantum energy both go for Quasar's head. Arg! Oh, that's sorry. True.
Arg!
What the? Your own bracelet turned against you.
It was a failsafe in case an outside entity ever sees my mind. But the backlash from your jolt would have done the same.
So did it take a while because it was magic?
I guess. It was weird, yeah, because it was magic. He has no defense against magic, so magically someone controlling him shouldn't have been anything the bands knew about, right?
I'm thinking it's magic. Oh, it's magic.
Yeah.
It was aliens, right?
No, I can handle science-based assaults, but I'm useless against magic. My assailant was the Enchantress.
Whoa, if she's involved, we're both in deep doo-doo. I assume you're finally thinking straight?
Yes, but there's no time to celebrate. Listen. I hear the sounds of a nearby battle.
At thee, sorceress one. Though thou hast conjured a concrete duplicate of the favored son of Zeus, its stone limbs are not my equal. Boom, he punches into it. Rarely have I e'er supped at the table of defeat, and I have no hunger for it now. I beg thee, yield, witch! 'Twould be unmanly for me to pummel thee.
Dim-witted Claude, already have I secured the knowledge that I sought. No need hath the Enchantress to engage in vulgar fisticuffs.
She hath vanished. Cursed be that witch. Her unforeseen interference hath surely disrupted my carefully woken stratagem, transforming a simple training exercise into a scene of destruction.
Stratagem?
Training exercise? But sometime later, as Quasar and Thor are standing on top of the Statue of Liberty. All the craziness aside, Quaz, I'm glad we had a chance to hang out. I like the new costume.
Ditto, and that includes the beard and contemporary speech. Maybe Hercules should follow your cue.
You kidding? I'd settle if he learned to think with his head instead of his fists.
It's a real shame that some people just don't live up to their legends.
Judge not too harshly the Prince of Power, my friends. We are comrades all. Mayhaps I do err in my enthusiasm, but there be no need to leave me thus. Let me instead make merry, celebrating our victory and reveling in our friendship. What say thee, comrades? Comrades? As he is tied in a bow on the torch of the Statue of Liberty, a quantum bow.
Let's hear it from Mr. Macona. Only he could have delivered
Bravo.
lines. Only he could have delivered lines like "Rarely have I ever supped at the table of defeat, and I have no hunger for it now."
Thank you.
But yeah, like we're saying, this is just like a fun issue, you know.
Yeah,
fun and cheap.
Yeah, from the cover on, I mean, it looks like a old wrestling promo poster, you know.
Steel cage match. All right, so let me pull up feedback here from Ray. All right, here we go.
Oh, and we'll come up with Eric Masterson again in Operation Galactic Storm and in future issues of Quasar, right?
Yes. Yep, that's right. Stay tuned. As Thor and then later Thunderstrike. I think it's amazing. All right.
Hello, Quantum Zone. This is Ray from Into the Night, a Moon Knight podcast. And I just wanted to drop in my thoughts about Thor issue 437. And man, did this put a smile on my dial from beginning to finish. I really did enjoy this. Also as well, added incentive of having Hercules, the Prince of Power there, one of my favorite characters. And he had an integral role in this issue. But it was so much fun to watch and to read Hercules, Thor, and of course Quasar kind of be thrown in the mix. A little bit of Enchantress as well. But no, a really fun issue. The standout obviously was the fight, the throwdown between Thor and Quasar. I thought that was really cool to actually see them go toe to toe. But also just the shenanigans that Hercules. I mean, you wouldn't want him as a trainer, would you? He really does weekends. But it was a really fun issue. I did enjoy, a bit of the Enchantress in there as well. But the main thing, of course, was seeing Quasar take on Thor. Really enjoyable, and I'm looking forward to you guys reviewing it. So keep up the good work, and catch you soon. See ya.
Yes, the accent is because he's Australian, not a Skrull.
What did he say? Smile on my dial. I like that.
I think so. Yeah.
I like that a lot.
Well, he's the same one who says "Go Quantum Zone" or "Go home."
He just likes to rhyme, kind of.
Some of the time.
Yeah.
It's not haiku. But yeah, I mean, all right. Well, let's once again, our boy. It wasn't the real Thor, but he went up against Thor's hammer and someone wielding Asgardian power, and held his own. And probably would have did even better if the Enchantress hadn't that,
mind controlled him.
Yeah, which shouldn't happen, but okay.
Yeah.
Oh well, eventually the band's,
Yeah, but it was magic, so it. Yeah, whatever.
Hey, the band's been through a lot, okay?
That's right, yeah.
We got separated from Quasar. Maelstrom was using them for a while,
Yeah.
And then, although no one remembers it, Thanos detonated them.
Yes. Which I don't think he can destroy them, even with the Infinity Gauntlet, but that's just me.
So, anything else? Again, this was a short issue because there was a backup story, which, was Lady Sif looking for the real Thor, but...
No, I don't know. This is short and sweet. This is good.
Yeah.
Doesn't matter. There's not too much to discuss. And
Yeah, just a fun slugfest.
Again, not even like a full issue, and it was still better than 6 parts of a collection upset.
You're right.
From the same era, and it was better than all 6 of those issues. Hey, like I said, at least DeFalco and friends remember Quasar's supposed to have some kind of mind control thing on his quantum bands.
The costume was right.
The costume was right.
Every panel.
Although, like you said, his costume stuck out a little bit because they were trying to go like all 60s looking with everything else, and then that fancy new modern costume kind of
it does stand out.
It does. Oh, but next episode's gonna be even better. We got the Alpha Flight issues.
Oh, that's right.
97 through 100. Thanks for the suggestion, Mr. Kona. And then Cap 395. What happens when Thor, Hercules, and Quasar have to answer to Captain America? Correct communicards, black eyes.
Hercules, stay away from my communications card.
Which then the episode after that, we'll see another side of that scene, which will lead right into Quasar 28.
Awesome.
And what is her up to? All right.
Don't you mean she? Wait, no. Yeah, I know.
Her.
Aha! Sorry, I got to quote Daffy Duck here. Pronoun trouble.
Duck season. So, anything else?
Nope, this is just a fun issue.
Oh, yes. Like I said, I don't know if we'll be a little short this episode, but that's all right. We'll probably go long next episode because it's like
4 issues.
Well, 5. 4.
Oh, yeah.
Flights and
Cap.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Although, I mean, we don't have to do the whole Cap. I mean, our main focus will be that, him talking to Hercules and the boys. Good Lord. So yeah, we go up north to Canada for most of next episode, eh? So get your puns ready. Get your Canadian puns ready, Kona.
Yeah. Take off.
Oh,
and bring your manners. We all got to be on our best behavior.
that's what we should do every episode. We should pick for the next episode who Kona's going to read for. Puck.
Yeah, he's got a good Canadian accent.
Yeah.
Size doesn't matter, eh? All right. So we done here?
I think so.
All right. Like I said, if everyone loved hearing from Ray, check out Capes and Lunatics, episode 114. If you're listening on the podcast, it should be up already. Ray's going to join me and Charlie to talk Comic-Con news.
Sweet.
Yes. Truly international. All right. So send your thoughts on this issue, the upcoming stuff. Like we said, next episode, Alpha Flight 97 through 100 and Captain America 395. And then right in the Quasar 28 episode after. All right. So send your thoughts, capes and lunatics at gmail.com, facebook.com/Quantum Zone Pod. And remember, go join Eon's Closet, our Quasar Facebook group. We'll have some fun. At Quantum Zone Pod on Twitter. Follow CL Sidekicks on Instagram. The voicemail 614-382-2737. That's 614-38-CAPES. And strike your hammer on the ground and go check out Work in Progress, capesandlunatics.org. And Mr. Will Allred, where can people find your website and your work?
You can find me at WALLRED on Twitter and Gmail and Facebook and all those things. And you can find my self-published work, Diary of Night, at diaryofnight.com. And you can always find lots of cool stuff at quantumzone.org.
Yes, I told you. I remember. I saw that website like years before we ever met. It's like, hey, pretty cool.
It needs to be updated, but yeah, okay, I'll get on that.
It's still good. A lot of art and articles. It's good. All right. Prince of Puns, Matt Kona. Barely, where can people find you?
I'm always around at Matt Kona, MATTKONA, on Twitter, Instagram, Facebook, and all the goes, babysafehaven.com, all those things you can find. I don't know. I improvised one thing. It was funny, and now I've hit a wall. But yeah, I'm around. It's fun.
When his wife lets him out to play, he's fun. All right. Thank you, everyone. And again,
Thanks, Ray.
send your thoughts.
Yeah.
Like Ray does. Yeah, don't let Ray hog the time. Send your thoughts in. Soshin, where are you? Don't you love us anymore? But now I want to hear some new voices too. I want to be like swimming in feedback. I want to have to read like 3 or 4 episodes.
That'd be awesome.
Yes. Come on, give us enough so we can each like read a separate piece of feedback. Come on. I'm not needy or nothing. Oh, spoiler alert: Thor eventually returns.
I think he even gets a movie too. So.
Couple of them. That used to be my old joke. I used to be like, spoiler for the Bible. Spoiler alert: the devil did it. All right, everyone, come back next time for some Alpha Flight fun, eh? Until then, remember, Quantum Zoners, keep it quantum. Barely.